Night of the Living podcast is always ad-free for patrons at patreon.com/NOTLP.
Oh boyo.
Oh goodness gracious.
Great balls.
Fire. Welcome to Night of the Living podcast. My name's Amy. I'm here with Andy.
Hey.
Freddy.
Hi, I've had sugar.
We've pumped him full of sugar, ladies and gentlemen.
Just a heads up, y'all. It's going to be one of them sugary shows.
Whew, if you are also diabetic or pre-diabetic, I'd go ahead and just keep some insulin nearby.
Are sugar rushes actually a thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I
when you're
thought
diabetic, you feel the fuck
Yeah,
out of
I
those,
thought it
too.
was like a how old wives' tale, like with kids and stuff.
Have you never felt a certain way after eating a shit ton of sugar?
I've just heard different things.
Sugar's a lot like cocaine, chemically. Not like, you know,
it's
you
'cause
can't substitute one for the other in a recipe or anything.
Welcome to Freddy's Science Corner. Freddy.
I think it's that propaganda from Big Sugar he's trying to get to me.
Yep.
Oh, Big Sugar. What a wonderful gal.
Good.
Big Sugar.
Makes
So
great pies, I bet.
Yeah.
today we experienced a total eclipse of both our hearts and our actual sun.
So the moon blocked out the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, is it a black hole sun? I should have blasted Soundgarden.
You really should
Well,
have.
what if
You
it's more like
missed.
beaches? What if the moon and the sun have like that beaches relationship?
Does that happen in beaches?
Where she was like, "You must have been cold there in my
okay.
shadow." That's the moon singing to the sun. Son, think about it.
So,
other
Bette
than
Midler's the
that-
moon and Barbara Hershey's the sun?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Or is it
No,
the other way
moon
around?
is.
I think
You must
East
have been cold
is
there
the
in my
sun, and
shadow.
Juliet. Juliet's somewhere.
Okay, so anyway, welcome to the show. We experienced the solar eclipse today, and we're still all just trying to figure out all the science.
It changed the way I look at everything. I was a different man this morning.
Honestly, we had a really good seat for it here where we live in Ohio, and it was fucking cool.
It was cool because
Right.
we were chilling out on the patio.
Yeah.
Where the dogs like to poop, but we like to luxuriate out there.
Did they poop extra hard during the eclipse?
They're like,
Did it cause
they
some
start shaking?
Yeah.
some things to go wrong, haywire in their minds?
They
You know
wouldn't-
how they go in circles trying to find the right spot? They just wouldn't stop going around and around until the sun was re-revealed.
and then they said, "It's all for you, Damien." And
was
then their eyes rolled back in their
They
head.
started talking.
Yeah, they wouldn't come out during the eclipse. Neither of
Stayed
them.
inside.
So they knew something was going on because otherwise they would love to be out there with us. It's a weird experience.
Unless they're mad at us.
You feel it in your
My dog's mad at me.
emotions, though, don't you?
The
eclipse,
eclipse?
don't you feel an emotional response just to the weather, like in a way that's different?
Yeah, it just happened a few years ago, but it is still kind of a rare event, at least in my lifetime. I've probably seen, I don't know how many, 3
Yeah.
that I can remember.
Right. It's very bizarre.
And you think about, like, you're sitting here, I'm sitting there on my patio with my dumb little laptop working outside. And for that brief period, space is fucking up my day. Space is affecting my day. And then I got a little chilly because the temperature dropped a bit.
That was weird.
That was weird.
Yeah. Well, but you should expect it, right? Because the sun.
And that goes to show you that if the sun were to be covered up or obliterated,
We get cold real fast.
like super fucking fast, guys.
So you know something else.
Turns out we need the sun.
Oh shit,
do.
it's so powerful.
Be nicer to the sun, people.
We need to be nicer. Some days when I'm driving down the street and I can't see because it's in my eyes and I'm like, guys, turn off the sun already. I didn't mean it.
I like sun. I like sunshine.
Need it.
And boy, do I need it for my soul. And that, I'll tell you, an eclipse, that feeling that you can get during an eclipse is so damn primal because you think about often that's happened over the course of humanity, but we're the first ones to know it's coming with certainty and expect it, know what to expect.
We didn't think it was a snake
Right.
swallowing the sun.
Right.
So all those other generations before prehistoric, especially, like they all thought it was something different happening.
They thought it was the end of the world.
It had to have been
Or it could have been something even cooler.
crazy.
It could have been like something really cool.
Well, there's this cardinal that's been hanging out in our backyard. I've named him finally. His name is Gordo. I wondered what he thought. Him and his lady Gordo. Like,
So
what
this-
did they think?
Takes you to Amy's Bird on the Street report.
What did they think?
That's very reductive
happening?
of his wife, not to give her a name either.
Well, because Gordo is first. Gordo and I think, have a thing where, like, he understands I'm not going to hurt him, and he'll stick around when I'm out there where other birds would not.
He does wink and finger gun at her whenever she comes out.
His wife has a name too.
Yeah.
Lady Gordo. I'm
Lady
working
How
on
would you
it.
feel if everybody referred to you as Freddy's wife?
A lot of people have in their time.
It doesn't feel good, does it?
It sure does. You're right. Okay.
Why do you hate female birds?
They know what they did. So, this month on the show,
Oh wait, did anybody? You know how some people sun their genitalias? Do you think?
Yeah.
You
We
think
thought about it.
you
Oh
think-
my God, Andy! I said that to
Did
Freddy
you?
while it was happening. I was like,
She's like, let's
should
get
we?
the taints out.
Yeah.
Should we get our taints out?
You think people eclipse their pussies and dicks and buttholes? I mean,
What?
think about it. It's like
I
that
refuse
energy
to.
that comes literally once in your lifetime, unless you live to 300. Think of that power charging your taint.
To do what? To what end? What
To
is
what end,
What is your taint
Andy?
up to? That's the thing we want to know. The thing we think we know where taints and we trust them.
Why do
but
we
How
think-
often do you sit down with your taint?
Well, also, how often is there eclipse to do?
Well, I
to-
think all the time.
to
That's
charge your
kind of where it
taints.
is.
You sit down on your taint.
Yes. Now,
But somebody out there has the strongest pussy in the world
why are we assuming?
because they charge their.
The 50-foot
Yeah.
woman
Why is that area the place where we need to be
charged
sunning it?
because it's the opposite of our brain. And these people, they see our brain as the fruit on a tree,
Yeah.
and that the trunk's your body, and that your taint is where the roots are. I'm serious.
What you're saying right now?
The taint is the
Like, I was
opposite
like,
of your
well,
brain.
we gotta call somebody, okay?
Oh, you thought I had to go back to the hospital?
Because it's through then your taints is the roots.
Your taint's your connection to the earth, and your top is your connection to God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
we
it's
should-
spiritual.
So we should ground our taints. You know how people do the grounding by walking
Yeah.
barefoot on to get in touch with.
You gotta do like that dog butt scoop
Yeah,
that
when-
they do when
when
they're
they-
trying to wipe their ass on
Do
the
you
carpet.
think it's spiritual for a dog to do that?
It doesn't. It looks fun. They look like it's really nice.
Yeah.
They have this look on their face, like yeah.
It's because it itches, and they're scratching it.
I think we should start that. Ground your taint.
Ground your taint.
Girl,
Girl, ground your taint.
taint.
Or ground your vagina, ground your penis, ground your genitals.
That's just an ungrounded taint problem. I look at you and all I see is ungrounded taint.
Because think it, like
I won't.
It takes so much longer for the Earth's
think about
energy
it.
to go through your feet. If you went through your taint, you would get charged so much.
It's a
Why
double.
don't you
double.
just lick the ground and like double super extra?
Huh.
You know?
Wow, you guys have really made me think today
Oh,
about what I should or shouldn't be doing with my taint and the sun.
Annie, that's so funny that we both had that thought.
Because we nasty.
We are
But
trash.
But isn't it?
Will
What's so
always be
nasty
trash.
about your taint?
No, it's just
that's-
funny to
Because it's
think
so
about.
close to the butthole.
Because how poop's gross.
That's where poops come from.
So we're all still in agreement that poop is gross.
And it's also very close to urine too.
Poop is gross and close.
I feel like it's sort of like, not like
Sounds like
super duper dry down there all the time. It's like it's a dark area that sweats.
It's not always super dry down there.
Well, so I don't know.
Yeah, some people probably have a problem where it's like the Sahara. and it cracks.
Oh.
And it almost becomes a tiz if it gets bad enough.
So they need to make like chapstick, but
Nope.
paints.
Here's what we're gonna do. So this month on the show, it's Real HouseKNIVEs of Beverly Kills.
Prostitution whore.
Well, that's Jersey, but we'll put it in there.
Why not?
They all run together for me.
We could do a Hitman.
I don't see cities.
Month.
I just see housewives.
He just sees hair.
I just see a tapestry of housewives spread out before me like God's very garden.
I just see a
So
lot of
much
Botox,
hair.
a lot of hair, a lot of fillers.
Extensions.
Yeah.
Purses.
But this is before all that.
Anyway, so we're doing movies starring a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills. We've had Denise Richards via Money Plane.
Her court mandated visit to her child that they filmed is what it felt like.
And
is
then,
that my time?
And now, Eileen Davidson, who was in the house on Sorority Row.
Is she a good one?
Yes, actually.
She's one of the
She
good ones.
was not.
She's an Autobot.
She got out too, I think. She was like, this isn't serving me anymore. So she was only there for a few years, but she was fun.
So like she didn't have any. Was she too boring to be on the show?
Honestly, a little bit.
Okay.
She was married to.
I mean, that's a good thing in terms of real life.
She was
Yeah.
married to a Van Patten
That means you have character, probably.
child. What do you think is just like a professional poker player?
Like a Dick Van Patten child?
Yeah.
Wow. 8 is enough. Loved it.
So there you go. We're going to be doing House on Sorority Row. What was that, 81?
2.
2?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It felt like the 70s, though, didn't
When
it?
did Friday the 13th come out?
Oh, Lord. I don't remember. The first
80,
one?
right?
I think it was 80. That sounds right.
Oh, shit. We're going to get so much shit.
it
But
felt-
who gives a fuck,
Yeah,
really?
it just felt very Friday the 13th.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, it did. But then it also had like kind of a 70s
Yeah.
almost vibe to it, which
Well,
considering
it is
yeah.
really close to
Yeah.
the 70s, those early 80s.
I wonder if they filmed some of this, long before it was actually
I
released.
still feel it was very inspired by
Yeah, because the fashions they wear.
and how fast they churned out these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So give him a break
Yeah, we'll give them a break this time.
this time.
But slow down. Kids play here.
So there you go. So we're close to talking about that. Oh! Patreon.com/NOTLP. You can go over there and get some extra stuff for a few bucks. And that can be very fun for you.
Yeah.
We just did Topicana.
Yeah, it was really fun. Matt, who was on the first year
Or two or so of the
Yeah.
show.
came back and we talked about movie tropes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really easy
Yeah.
considering how long he hasn't been on the show.
Like 15 years or
It
something.
was like
yeah.
He did a great job.
he slipped right back in.
Yeah. He slipped right back in.
Whoa.
You nasty.
Hey now.
It's because we've been stretched out, so
Yikes. Well, we have been around the block.
We're used and abused.
Just a gaping paw.
Ay, ay, ay.
Emphasis on that big open O.
Well, there used to be 6 of us, and now there are 3. So you do the math.
We had to eat Kelley to survive. It was delicious.
I dried some of it out because I couldn't eat all of it at once.
Oh,
little bit of Kelley
You
jerky.
made Kelley jerky?
Yummy.
Yikes.
Just kidding, y'all. We didn't eat Kelley. He's fine. We just hung out on Saturday
In
night.
fact, that motherfucker was kicked our ass in Wits and Wagers the week before last. And he kicked our ass at Wits and Wagers this weekend. And are you like, oh shit, you guys sound like you're the coolest motherfuckers because every weekend you play Wits and Wagers with your friends? Yes, in fact, we are the coolest motherfuckers because we do that.
It felt like
And my mom is there.
like we were in a weird rap video.
Yeah.
Not
a good one.
Cameras at like crotch level just panning through the whole house, and it's just me going back and forth to get food, and then all of us playing Wits and Wagers and running out of little poker chips because somebody get too much money.
I had a lot of money at one point.
Me and Amy were too good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were.
I had
killing
30,000 something. 34.
it. One of these dogs farted and it's so it's got a cured meat quality to it.
It's an eclipse fart.
Yeah, it smells partially obscured.
But what? But that means I don't know what it
It's
means.
a little spicy, Mediterranean.
Got a little cold in here.
Yeah, I got a little cold from that fart. The fart brought the temperature down, made my watch give me a
Leave my
notification.
dogs alone. Okay.
Sorry about the bleeping and the bleeping.
But yes, we hung out this weekend and we played Wits and Wagers.
It was a good time.
Absolutely.
I was happy I won, but also I take no pride in it because it's a game of luck more than anything.
Well, you have to know a little bit.
You gotta
have to
know.
have a frame of reference.
A little bit.
Okay, it's 5% knowledge.
Yeah, you're right.
95% luck.
Yeah, it's mostly luck.
That's why it's great. Look it up, listener. What you're doing is you're like trying to guess a number that nobody could possibly fucking know because it's a crazy number that.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But
And
sometimes they give you regular stuff. It could be like how many frames per second, in a video or whatever.
I don't know that.
I don't know that. Why would I know?
24 frames, right? A minute,
Eat me,
I think. I don't know.
sir.
I'm not thinking straight. I'm thinking Wits and Wagers style right now.
Yeah. And anyway, you could really start to think, wow, I don't know anything. But if you're smart, then you can wager on you think smarter people.
You go for the guess.
Yeah.
They say most times there's a
Yep.
that average when everyone in the world kind of guesses at something that they somehow manage to hit the correct answer in the average.
Really?
I heard that once.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know if I can trust the source. It might have been like Penn Jillette or something for all I know. I don't know.
okay.
I don't know where it came from.
Great.
And if anybody from Wits and Wagers is listening, we love your game, and please send us
We'll do ads.
some new questions because we're going through them at a very fast rate.
And I think that our generation, like this Zennial generation, we're kind of your sweet spot, guys.
I gotta say, bringing back family game night
Yeah.
has been really special.
Yeah.
We've been getting together 2 weeks in a row. That's unheard of.
It truly fucking is.
It's unheard of. Getting to like a pattern of where we spend time together with the people we love
Yeah.
physically in the same room.
It's been good.
Yeah.
Don't get
Special.
physical
Nice.
with me.
All right, you two.
I'm gonna touch you where I want to touch you, Andy.
What,
my
what did
God.
I
It's
do?
in your contract.
What?
What?
Is not.
Yeah. See right there under where it says Nickelodeon Pictures.
Oh, shit.
Too soon.
Oh, there's a new episode quiet on the set. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, am I ready?
Oh, isn't this like a last minute episode they turned out?
I think
because
so, yeah.
of all the other things that have come out
Oh.
with all the revelations.
I love a sloppy final episode of anything.
Ooh.
Like they're
Yeah.
they're probably gonna like reveal. It's
They
just gonna,
slapped it together.
they're gonna have all the different people show up at a diner to meet, and then it's just gonna cut to black, and they're gonna play that song from The Sopranos.
Was that Journey song?
Yeah, Don't Stop Believing, right? And then they're gonna show Ariana Grande in compromising positions, which is a lot of what the last episode was.
Okay.
It was gross.
I know. It was upsetting. And yeah.
But also, I read a really interesting article about how they were like saying that a lot of it's the repetition of seeing the weird shit out of context.
Well, right.
But it still, to me, sounds like indefensible. I'm kind of like, no, just, I don't know if
No,
what
but-
they're trying to say by that.
If it was like one or two instances, but there's a pattern.
Right.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
not just the inappropriate stuff with the underage actors. It was the stuff alleged by those two women writers. That was really awful.
And they never really got into the nitty gritty of what Dan, was that his name?
Schneider.
What he did. They kind of just did the other guy, the dialogue guy, Rick,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, because nothing has been alleged specifically against him.
Oh, I thought
I think
there
it's
was.
just I think there was a lot of hints and allegations,
Ah,
as Paul Simon once
yeah. What song
intoned.
is that from again? Hints and allegations. I know that's how he sings it. right?
Graceland.
Graceland.
Yeah.
Graceland. I'm going to Graceland. Pitch Perfect.
I want to go to Graceland. Okay.
It's pretty fun. I mean, you'll be underwhelmed, but it's a good time.
Okay.
Ooh, is there an actual jungle room
Yeah.
where a pretty little thing is waiting for you?
There's no pretty little thing
Oh
anymore.
no! Damn it!
She long passed.
Oh.
I don't know.
She's ugly and big.
Does she haunt?
Is she a ghost?
She's not pretty or little anymore.
Is Graceland alleged to be haunted? I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did see somebody there when we were there, like a person. Because when I went, there was still, I think, family living there.
So when you say you saw a person, you saw an actual living person. You're not alleging you saw a ghost.
Oh, I don't know if it was a ghost or not.
Oh.
It was a figure in a window
Okay.
in a part of Graceland that the public does not have access to. So to see a person looking out the window was really creepy. But
Well, it could have been a
I think it was just
employee
I think it was somebody,
probably,
family member who lived there.
It was Priscilla.
It's the cutout from 3 Men and a Baby.
Or it was that. Yeah. It was Ted Danson.
Ted
But
Danson.
now.
What are you doing here, Ted Danson?
It was
Ted
future Ted
Danson.
Danson back then.
Okay.
Ted Danson now.
I'm going to go ahead and just,
Yeah. That's probably best.
Okay, good.
It's, because.
Turn out lights, it's the main attraction.
I was just going to say, because the sugar and the weed are mixed,
Uh-oh, the sugar and the weed have mixed. Sugar weed. Hi, welcome to our main attraction this week, and it's the House on Sorority Row, 1982, starring Eileen Davidson. Other people, too, I'm sure.
Which one was Eileen Davidson?
She was the leader bitch. She was the mean girl, like
gun
the tall. She's the one who had the gun.
Oh, Vicky. Was it
Vicky.
Vicky?
Yeah.
Vicky.
Okay.
Vicky.
Vicky, everybody did whatever Vicky said.
Yeah, man. Vicky had a lot of pull.
Yeah. She also had a gun.
Well, before that.
Do you think
had a
she
lot
would
of
just
pull.
show everybody her gun the whole time? Like off camera, what you're getting is like everyone knows Vicky has a gun. It has nothing to do with her being
Vicky's got
popular.
a gun.
She's the HBIC.
She is because she took it. She took command with the gun. Possibly.
This movie's interesting.
I thought it was charming.
It is charming. Ultimately, I think
It's kind of sloppy, but
it's sloppy as
Yeah.
fuck, and I get why it's like not like huge, but still got a cult classic and a favorite. But like, it's also just silly. It's the silliest. They just didn't. It's sloppy.
Did this movie?
I don't think it was silly. I think it was just a carbon, like a copy of a copy of a copy of.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Of
it's
Friday
an
the
average of an
13th,
average,
you
and you
know?
don't do that.
Yeah. Did we jump at one point in this movie, or am I thinking of something else recently?
Start in the beginning, in the past, in the 60s.
Yeah.
The house mother.
The house mother's giving birth to something in black and white. And
In blue and white.
on the night of Juneteenth.
It was like during the eclipse or something.
It was unbearably blue. Remember?
Yes, so their way of indicating the past in a flashback, it's just it's like blue.
Yeah, it's the worst filter ever.
It's so much blue.
It's one of the only glaring issues I actually even have with the movie.
Really? Okay.
I mean, yeah. Other than that,
Other than the really bad ADR on.
the ADR was real bad, but I can forgive it because it was funny.
Okay.
Is
But
there okay?
That blue hurt my eyes.
Is there?
Yeah.
Did you look up why they had an ADR? That lady in
The-
particular.
Director said that her voice wasn't menacing enough. They wanted somebody more like, I wrote it down in here.
like
Hold on.
you're too likable. Like when you say the word.
Oh, this is from the IMDb stuff. Lois Kelso Hunt's performance is entirely dubbed, as her natural speaking voice was deemed not scary enough for the role of Mrs. Slater. But it's like not the dubbing's bad.
Yeah.
The lining it up, it was real bad.
I would be real curious to
distracting.
hear what her original recording sounded like. That'd be a
Shall we
great
guess?
outtake.
Sound like Minnie Mouse or something.
You think that's what it was being threatening? Or she was just like, oh, you girls. I hate you so much.
Or is it more like you girl? No,
girls.
like ew.
So
She was an older woman.
her face was perfect for what she was doing. She was disgusted with them.
Oh, yeah.
She fucking hated them. She was serving that up, but then the dub ruins the whole performance.
Yeah, it bothers me.
Because it's so jarring.
Because she has such a good introduction, Mrs. Slater, who, ends up being part of the problem here.
Yeah.
She has such a good entrance. She looks so cool with her gloves on and her cane and her cool ass fucking shoes
Yeah.
She's- and her little like skirt suit.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like a Harry Potter teacher.
Yeah. She gives off a little Dolores Umbridge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, like we're talking about problems with the movie. That was maybe one of my problems with the movie, her cane. That is the main murder weapon of the
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah, does it feel like low?
It's
velocity?
not menacing. Just
Yeah.
like her voice is not
It's
menacing.
it's like thin.
Yeah.
I mean, it like the little like what is it, a lion or a wolf head or something?
It's a
I don't
crow
know.
or something.
Is it
Like a
a
raven.
crow?
It was like a raven or something.
Oh, I wasn't paying. You're right. It is.
Does that aspect feel forced to you as well?
A little bit, but it's
Yeah.
just it doesn't have the gravitas of Freddy's glove or like
Right.
a machete or like
Yeah.
a giant kitchen knife like
Or like a
Myers.
killer
Yeah.
clown's cotton candy
Yeah.
gun,
It's literally a cane with like a
whatever it was.
crow handle.
Yeah, it needs more. They need to plus it for sure.
I wonder if. No, never mind. Okay, so we cut to the girls. The girls are closing up the house for the summer, but they're going to have one last big blowout party. So a few of them are going to stay.
They just graduated.
That just graduated.
I love that sort of setup.
Yeah, so they have something to lose coming up to what happens.
Yeah. So they got this party planned, this huge party, and but Mrs. Slater shows up and she's like, "No, you're not supposed to be here. You have to go." And she is like, "You gotta go."
Yeah. I was also confused why they had to leave exactly at that day.
So they don't do a good job of really like explaining it at the
Yeah.
end, but her son, Eric, who is living in the attic or whatever, I mean, just so he could come out and they could spend the summer together, I guess.
Oh,
I mean, I get that part, but like it was weird to me that it had to be exactly on
Like he couldn't wait a
June
couple more
19th
days
or something because
Yeah.
they kept saying that date over.
Well,
and
maybe
over
it's because
again.
it's his birthday, because he was
Oh,
born on the
yeah.
19th, June 19th, because I noted it was Juneteenth.
Okay, I get it now.
But yeah, why did okay, like
Well,
he can't wait a couple days to
Well, he's like kind of
like we have to kill
probably,
everybody.
has like mental deficiencies, so he probably doesn't
Yeah.
understand why. It's probably like he likes his routine, probably.
I think I probably.
You fell asleep. Okay, so
I know
here's
I
the
fell
deal.
asleep. Like, is he coming like Is he in a cycle of living, like
Yeah.
kind of like in that movie? What was the one where the family was living? There were housekeepers that took over?
Parasite.
Parasite, like kind of like a Parasite situation.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is he's just kind of in the walls and
Yeah.
He's in the attic, basically.
In
whole
the
time.
attic. And then
Yeah,
and
it
it
was
turns
out
out
like a light.
she was impregnated with the doctor guy who was
No, it was some experimental drug.
it was an experimental drug
he
that
wasn't
allowed
supposed to-
her
to get pregnant.
to get pregnant.
But it caused some deformities in the
Oh.
pregnancy and
Yeah.
some problems giving birth.
Oh, and
Is that why she limps?
Yeah.
And that's why he has to wear a clown costume.
And that's why he wears a harlequin costume.
So my
Yeah.
my understanding is that he's very like stunted in his development,
yeah.
and that's why he has all those toys and
yeah.
Yeah.
those costumes up in the attic.
No, what the thing that drives him to kill is his mother being. It's basically just classic Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kill his mother.
Right.
By accident.
They kill Miss Slater by accident. But okay, here's the deal. So Eileen Davidson, Vicky, and her dumbass boyfriend are getting it on in her bedroom. They don't know Mrs. Slater is there. So they're just humping with like the door wide open. Like that's just rude to anybody else in the house. Okay?
Humping
probably-
with the door wide open.
It's
Sounds
probably
like,
like
an
some
album title.
understanding.
Whatever.
A lot of sexy times probably happen in the sorority house.
That's probably a Kid Rock album.
But anyway, Mrs. Slater comes at them with a ridiculous amount of force and like destroys the waterbed. The waterbed that was covered in gold satin sheets
Yeah.
and gold satin pillowcases
We had that exact scenario in the house.
that somebody used
My
their
sister
cane
had. No.
to.
My sister had the waterbed with the gold sheets,
Wait, they.
with the gold everything. I went pee-pee in it.
Did you really?
I did.
Was
I
it because
slept-
it was so relaxing?
On purpose?
It was so I was a little kid, and I fell asleep on it. And sleeping on the heated water bed,
Oh no!
I think was more than my bladder could take, and I went pee pee on
At
it.
least the good thing about peeing on a waterbed is easy cleanup because
Think
it's
that. You would think that
because it doesn't absorb into the mattress because it's
it runs
it's
around.
vinyl.
It runs around the mattress.
Yeah, and then under
would,
it.
it would just
and you have
absorb
to
into the
drain it.
No,
Which is
Andy,
absorbed
it
into
doesn't
the-
just like through osmosis seep
No,
back in.
you have a sheet on it. You're not sleeping on the vinyl, skin to
True,
skin to
but-
vinyl.
The pee-pee situation was not good. I'll tell you that
Did
much.
anybody else? My mom had a waterbed.
My neighbor had one, so
Yeah.
like, I'm familiar. And we had a lot of sleepovers on that waterbed.
Does it make your back hurt? Do you remember?
No, like we wrestled a lot on it.
Oh my
like,
God.
Oh, that's even better.
we
A
would
little
get
tidal waves.
We would get body slammed on that
Oh my God.
hard water.
Hard waterbed. That's fun, though.
Waterbeds are dumb.
How
They
were
were
you
fun.
alive,
They were fun,
Andy?
though. They were a
No,
good
they were
time.
a novelty.
They
like,
were.
You had like a.
We don't need that in
Oh, that
life.
was fun, and then you're over it.
I kind of like the smell. You remember the smell of a waterbed?
Of just like that chemical treated water
Yeah, it had
in the rubber.
the rubber and everything about it. It had a smell it was my sister's childhood bedroom where I read Dawn's Ghost, the Babysitter's Club book one night. Yeah. It smelled like that waterbed.
Okay.
So Mrs. Slater, that's her name, right?
Yeah.
She puts the cane through the waterbed,
She slices that shit up.
and I was like, "Oh no, it's gonna cause so much water damage."
I know. Like, ma'am.
We watched
that
the
was
riff
my-
tracks. And they said, she goes, I'm going to go pay $4,000 for water abatement.
Like, we're talking about mold,
Yeah.
mildew, all of it.
It's the worst thing she could have done to herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the house mother. Now you got to deal
You're
with
so
it.
right, man.
So like that's my 44-year-old brain.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the kill or anything. I'm worried about the damage to the house.
So now Vicky's pissed. She's like, nuh-uh. Now I have blue balls and now I'm mad. So because her waterbed got busted up, she decided the prank
Well, it's
they
not-
pull on this woman.
It's not just the waterbed. Like they've always hated her.
I guess.
So it's like the culmination of everything.
I need to know more before I can allow that the prank they pull on her is the proper amount of
It never is, though.
return.
Have you noticed in these films, these
Yes.
kind of horror films, it's always way more than is called for, so that you kind of are like, of course you're going to kill
These
all
young
people.
women did a bad.
Very Carrie.
Yeah, very much like
So
Carrie.
if, like
or
Carrie
Terror
and
Train.
No Eat It Last Summer and Friday 13th had a baby.
Yeah.
You're making poor choices at every step of the way, and like
Oh,
what
a lot of Black Christmas, too.
oh yeah, but
Especially with the attic scene and the
Yeah.
rocking chair.
Some of that felt very deliberate.
what a shitty depiction of young women.
But
All of them
in the beginning, I thought they were kind of likable
yeah,
until this big heel turn.
yeah.
The way they
Because-
all kind of closed ranks, like they
Yeah.
were the fucking LAPD.
Because at first, like they all had like defined personalities and aspirations
Yeah.
after college,
Yeah.
and they were like
Yeah.
looking forward to the future. So I understand why they did after the prank what they did, but I don't. The prank was pretty vicious. Like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even exactly remember. How did they lure her outside?
They got her. They took her cane.
They took her cane.
And put
It
it in
was
the
in the pool, the dirty, gross pool, and it was on a tire in the middle of the pool. And they're like, go get it, bitch. And then there's a gun, and one of them pretends to get shot. And like this little woman, they pretend to shoot her, or like they're gonna
Yeah.
shoot her.
That's how they kind of force her into getting the water.
Yeah.
But then it like she pulls the trigger and she doesn't know there's a blank in it,
Yeah.
and
That's
actually
right.
kills. It's like Heather's,
Yeah. Very much.
and so like she gets shot and drowns in the pool basically.
You know, this
Yeah.
this is not that far fetched. I could believe this, like reading this as a news story.
Well, with the gun culture in this country,
Yeah.
sure. Just my own personal feelings. What the fuck?
Yeah, because the
Who
prank,
brings a gun in on this sort
Yeah.
of shit?
well, the prank itself is so poorly put together.
Yeah.
It feels real in that respect, because in real life, whenever somebody's like, "Yeah, we were trying to pull a prank," and you're reading the story and you're like, "Where in here is this a prank?"
Yeah.
Just a prank, bro.
Just a prank.
And then
Yeah.
these motherfuckers on TikTok out there pranking random strangers.
we're running up on people and punching them in the back of the head and all that stuff. Whatever that was, it's awful.
Where's the
Teenagers.
prank?
These teenagers.
I get
it.
I mean, I don't understand the prank of the quote unquote prank of punching people in the head, but for this one
I don't.
in Sorority Row, I get it. They were just trying to scare her real bad.
What if they decided to do that? They did a TikTok run up on her and punch her in the back of the head instead.
That'd be really weird because it was 1982.
And then we're like, do you remember when House on Sorority Row predicted TikTok?
Was this movie produced by China?
So they're like, well, shit, she's dead. Sucks to be her. We'll just weight her down in the pool.
Yep, with
Wrap her up in a
towels.
towel.
Was that their ultimate plan, just to weigh her down and just let
I
her
think they were gonna fucking bust out.
decompose in the pool?
With more wet towels. If you put enough wet towels around,
She'll stay down there.
She'll stay down. Is the idea, I think.
So now they can have their party unmolested. So they're having their big time fun party with their band that's playing live band.
That was a fun band.
I
love live music. Not live music, but like bands and movies like this.
Party bands.
Party bands.
Yeah, there's something about the whole look of it where they're playing in the living room.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in a band doing that, and it's a weird feeling. In real life, it's way weirder, but in movies, it looks great.
And it just seems so extravagant.
Yeah.
And like very collegey, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
The band is called 4 out of 5 Doctors. They were real.
Isn't that a great name? 4 out
You
of
can
5
find all the
doctors.
music. I mean, other than the band, everything else was lame. Bad.
What if it turns out you're looking at that, and then it says in the trivia that they're like the house band at Mar-a-Lago?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, you know,
Nothing surprises
I
me
would
anymore.
never endorse that.
And they're like, 4 out of 5 doctors. Oh, yeah, I know those guys. I know those guys from Florida. A band in Florida.
So during the party, some frat idiots decide they're going to strip down to their underwear and go swimming around in the pool. Now, we watched the riff tracks. Need to give a hat tip to a very funny line. Mike Nelson called them the frat boys from Diaper House.
Diaper House, yeah,
because they're
right.
tiny whiteys.
That was fucking
actually,
great.
That's one of the things I appreciate about this movie. These people weren't movie pretty.
Oh, no.
They looked regular.
Yeah, they were regular looking dudes.
Yeah.
And women too.
Yeah.
Borderline ugly sometimes.
I love an ugly person in a
I
film.
do. It gives it grounds it in a way.
It does. It's
It grounds it.
I mean, the
Like
word
your taint
so
should
subjective. So subjective.
And also, like, this era was not a very flattering era.
It was not. Men's underwear straight up did look like diapers.
So they're swimming around the pool, and the girls are like, "Oh no, they're gonna find the body!" They just find all the towels because guess she wasn't dead, Mrs. Slater,
She turned into towels.
or did her son come get her?
That's what they think, that she wasn't dead
They
yet.
think she wasn't dead, but
But it was
actually
the son
the
that
son had
actually got
taken
her.
her. That's right. Okay.
Ed Geenish.
There's one of the sisters, one of this little group of awful bitches, who says this line. She's the girl with like the pink lipstick and like the awful like scrunched, dried out blonde
Is
hair.
this the one that got decapitated?
Is her head in the toilet?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But this is another one. But
Her
she's
head
just
was
like,
in the toilet.
how do we know she's alive? It was very funny, and I had to write it down. And anybody who's seen this movie,
Was it like vocal fry?
it was just the weirdest line read. Anyway, party, still the band. They're like, what the fuck? Where'd she go? And then shit starts happening. There's a guy that's trying to hit on one of the final girl sister who's like supposed to be the nice one. But still, she went along with all of it too. Up until a point. And then her friends started dying and she's like, I'm putting a stop to this. So, you don't get points for being reluctant if you still do it. Right?
She's like the Jennifer Love Hewitt character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this movie, because I fell asleep, although I've seen this movie several times, like, a lot of the middle, I'm just trying to remember.
Well, you
It's
started
just-
dozing off.
The middle is
Yeah.
basically the girls being picked off one by one.
One by one.
It is just that.
Yeah,
It's just the
they're,
kills. Okay, that's what
Head in the toilet was awesome.
They're literally
Yeah.
being poked with the cane, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
most of the deaths in this movie.
Yeah. There were a few awesome shots. Like at a certain point, the lights come on in the pool. I don't remember. Somebody turned the lights on in the pool and you can see the bodies floating.
Oh yeah,
Dead bodies
That's
floating
That's
in
a
it.
very slasher thing where the killer
So cool.
poses the bodies.
Yeah.
And has somebody find them in a very displayed way, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like art, but I think that's also like that is such a wicked thing to do with an audience to be like, I'm gonna make a work of art out of this kill scene, and you're gonna enjoy it, and then you're gonna feel weird about it.
But it doesn't work in this.
I'm over that
context
weird feeling.
because it happens during a very crowded party.
Yeah.
In a very enclosed location. So for him, you know how I know like we shouldn't put like reality to slashers, but this is the classic case of the killer is able to transport anywhere.
Oh yeah, he can move like Jason.
Oh yeah.
He's got moves like Jason.
And also like he is always in the exact correct spot to for his victims when they're alone.
I like that the booby trap always works with the hidden dead body. Like we were watching something else recently, and I said it to Amy. I was like, that guy, they had to know the next guy he's trying to kill he's got to like funnel him right to the right spot and have him like trip the wire. It's like the most complicated game of Mousetrap.
But I think it makes more sense to me in like a bigger space, like when like Friday the 13th when you're in the woods, but you're in just a house.
Hey Andy,
it's hard to.
Wouldn't it be fun for us to make a slasher movie where the killer actually really pluses those pranks where like he catapults like bodies off into the stratosphere and stuff like that? That would be a blast.
Would it now?
The last thing you would see, you know, as the next victim is you'd see this like Cirque du Soleil level of performative like Rube Goldberg machinery unfold before you, and then he kills you. And that'd be like a great art he'd be giving you right before you die.
So you wouldn't mind being slaughtered.
No, you would have Jodorowsky direct it.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't mind.
Oh boy.
You wouldn't mind.
Oh boy. I think I would. Really, there's a lot of running this way, running that way. This one dude trying to bang final girl, and she's not really into it because like life and death are happening, sir. Put it away for now.
But he's a college dude.
Honestly, I thought when she the reveal of Eric being the harlequin that's like sitting in the corner of the attic and you think it's just a doll.
Oh yeah, that was creepy as shit.
And like it being a person under there in the eye. I think that shit was creepy.
No, there were some actually creepy parts.
Yeah.
Especially at the end where the doctor puts her in that chair after tranquilizing her.
Yeah.
And she sees all those hallucinations.
All the dead girls behind Mrs. Slater walking towards her. That was so good.
Yeah, and they're almost like doing a choreographed dance.
It was a little bit of Thriller. It felt thrillery.
It's right by the pool, and at one point they walk on water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say this is not a bad movie at all.
They were terrorizing y'all's neighborhood.
I saw this movie because it was part of a multi-pack that belonged to my neighbor.
Did you have your multi-pass?
Multi-pass. And by multi-pack, I mean like you go to Walmart and they'd be like $4.44, 10 movies. And this was one of them, and I really do enjoy it.
And the head in the toilet scene was pretty cool.
I thought that was fan-fucking-tastic.
And it was done really well. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, they can't really put her head in the toilet, so it was like a dummy head. But it looked just like her.
They left it for just fast enough for you to see it, recognize her face, and not to get too deep. And then boom, on to the next thing.
And I love the showmanship of Eric the killer, of putting the head in the toilet, because you don't know if somebody's going to stumble upon that.
Right? Was that like commentary on like an eating disorder or anything? Did I miss anything clever like that?
She just happened to be in the bathroom.
I think it was just a
convenient. Just where she went. Yeah. So the killer wasn't like, this is because you have a bad relationship with food.
So she ends up killing him, and you can't hear it, guys, but there were air quotes there because his eyes do open again at the end. Whoa, sequel, but there never was. Or was there?
No. I don't know. There's a remake.
It seemed abrupt, the ending.
Very. But the thing she kills him with, was it not
kindness?
Was it a doll where she removed the head and there was a knife there?
Yeah.
Is that a normal thing to have lying around in an attic?
For this
for this family.
yes.
We're just thinking that he was a little creepo from way back.
So he had weaponry.
Yeah, she twisted the doll's head off and stabbed him with the knife that was there.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, like you're saying, he's always been a rotten little knife having
Or
kid.
it could have been a failed toy launch.
It could have been a knife for kids.
That's a toy or like a little like tchotchke you could make and sell at Horror Hound, guys.
No, weapons are not allowed.
Well, not like for real, maybe, or maybe.
But there was a time when you could have.
Well, yeah,
and you could have gotten tased doing it, and that would be for pleasure.
I don't remember that ever being.
Remember when they had tasers?
For my pleasure. I shall not.
We interviewed the guy.
Yeah, he was a weirdo.
It was many moons ago.
He had a blacklist of people he wouldn't work with.
And he had that street team of scared women.
I think he was a human trafficker.
Yeah.
that were demonstrating his tasers for sale.
Yeah, I feel like that's the closest I've ever been to anything I could call human trafficking.
God, I'm not laughing.
No joke.
It's just funny. The whole I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's a weird thing. It's
You're a
in this
weird
context, yes.
That
but
was
it's
the,
because of the bear, the knife of the doll with the bear.
The Wild West days of
Or the
Horror Hound.
doll with a knife, I
Where you can get bootleg videos.
Yeah.
And tasers.
Yeah, it was like going to the flea market from hell, but in a good way. It was like in an adventure movie kind of way.
I'll tell you. They're all dead, and then it ends. I don't know what's going to happen to our final girl, if she'll be prosecuted in some way, or if they'll just go, well,
The whole sorority. Dead.
it's a wash, I guess.
In case if she survives the supposedly dead killer.
Right? Like if he doesn't.
Like you said at
She
the
didn't
end, he just
check.
opens his eyes. And
true.
and she's still tranquilized. So it's gonna be hard for her to get away.
Yeah. There was a lot going on here. There was the commentary on, Mean Girls, and then there's like a commentary on like reproductive freedoms and
Waterbed maintenance.
Waterbed maintenance. So there's a lot going on here that's still relevant today.
I also feel that the twist with the doctor is involved.
Oh yeah, the
It's fucking
doctor.
unnecessary.
That was very unnecessary.
We didn't even talk about the doctor.
Yeah.
That's how unnecessary the doctor is.
I mean, he made the drug that made the mutant.
He's the man.
It's the thalidomide
But he
doctor, I guess.
he knew about Eric the whole time.
Yeah, I think he knew she was hiding him out.
And he wanted
There.
test results.
And he didn't want anybody to get hurt.
But he didn't want it to get out because it would ruin his career.
Yeah.
And that's why he wanted to handle it himself.
They won't let me fuck with DNA anymore.
Well, now you're going to go to jail, sir. Was it worth all those young women's lives, even though they were kind of shitty, but they might have grown out of that and recognized that what they did was wrong?
Do you guys want like a pizza with like everything on it too?
No. All right. So that is the house on Sorority Row. What's up next week?
Next week is robot something or other.
Oh, Lord.
With
Freddy picked it. Freddy wanted to pick a Lisa Rinna movie.
It's a Lisa Rinna movie, or you can buy it.
Is it available anywhere?
We're gonna find out together.
I don't want to talk about it if I can't get it.
We'll get it.
Oh, for
let's
crying
just
out
pencil
loud.
that in for now.
Right now, I'm trying to find the title again. It's Robot something.
All right. Well, Freddie, you keep going. Wait until I'm done with the Beelzebub's list.
Robot Wars.
What a creative title, too.
Is it available to stream and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's on Freevee
Oh, there you go.
and Tubi.
Ah, Chippy Baby.
And if you have the Full Moon channel, because it is a full moon movie.
A movie. Tubi is delivering. Andy, I sent this to you. I didn't mean I wanted you to watch it, but listener, you have to know. I saw it on a Bad Movies Reddit that I'm in.
Oh God.
And it's gonna get worse, honey. But they showed me this movie called The Badge, the Bible, and Bigfoot.
Together at last.
Yeah.
And we started to watch it last
Yeah.
night.
We
got
did.
about like 10 minutes in it. I'm like, I can't.
It's so DIY.
It's too DIY. It's almost.
I mean, is it a religious movie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Is
in
it?
America. Yes.
Hard
No.
to say.
No, it
Like
was
a
like
Kirk
Jesus
Cameron type
Saves
thing?
You song in the
Oh yeah.
very beginning, honey.
And what does Bigfoot have to do with this?
Well, he's the devil incarnate. Okay.
He has big feet.
So
By the way, I should say that Robot Wars is a sequel to Robot Jocks, but you don't have to see Robot Jocks because I deem it not necessary. But you can. I think you would actually enjoy Robot Jocks.
So we're not going to be lost.
You shouldn't be. They'll probably give you a recap, but Robot Jocks is a fun movie.
Okay. At the end of every show, we always say hi to our Beelzebubs. Patreon.com/NOTLP if you're curious. All right, here we go. We're going to go from the bottom to the top. Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Ernie.
I miss all of you deeply. I'd love to see you all in person and give you hugs.
Jeremy. Cassie. Gamora.
And I could kiss Gamora's big wrinkly face.
Monica.
And Monica.
Jordache jeans.
And I could tug up Jordache's jeans.
Oh,
Give him a
boy.
good snuggler tug.
Blayne Yogurt.
I could stir his fruit all the way up from the bottom.
Bill Fahrner.
I just give him a good hug, and I'd be like, hey, man, I get it.
Old Dirty Bill Stirred.
And we got to play Baldur's Gate.
You got some good pics of the eclipse, sir.
Yeah, he did. Those were cool.
I thought you weren't supposed to take pictures with your phone.
You can if you have a filter for it.
Oh, because they said like it could damage your camera.
Freddy was like about to point the fucking camera at
tried it.
and I was like, honey, can we check that real quick?
I tried it, and now I'm dying.
You shouldn't do that. But Bill got some good ones. It's on our Discord, which is a Patreon thing if you're interested. Dr. Brian, I already said your name, but twice as nice. Iona Goodwin. Jeffel. Branan and Emily. And finally, Matt, who, again, you'll get to hear on Topicana. If you're a patron, you already can. Non-patrons, that'll be out on the main feed this coming Friday. And that's all I can tell you from this neck of the woods. Anything you else have to say is?
Go to you. I want pizza. You guys want pizza? Yeah?